Hi everyone, welcome back to Python tutorial series. In the last video we set up Anaconda Jupyter Notebook on your computer. So in this video we will cover some foundational concepts in Python, starting from variables, data types, and basic operations. So let's start with the variables. In Python, a variable is like a container that consists of the data. Think of it as a box where you can store different things, not just one type of thing, different type of things. Let's see. So this is a variable box and we can store numbers. Like we can dump the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 6.67, anything, or even words. So we can dump in Elon, Jeff, Will, anything, or even the complex data. We will come to this one, but think of it as a combination of string and the numbers, or the string and the floats, and that kind of things. So let's see this in Jupyter Notebook. So let's go to Anaconda, launch Jupyter Notebook. Create a new Python. So you can rename this as Python 2. So now let's create a variable, right? So if you write name is equals to, say, Elon, okay, and run it. You can run it by just entering the shift and return, or shift or enter, or you can just go to the cell and run it. Now if we write print name, so print name, so if you try to call the variable, since the variable name has stored the string Elon, so if we print it, it will give back Elon. Let's say if we change it, we can change the variable, so Bill Gates, Bill, and run it. If we print it, and it will give Bill. Just like that, we can do, let's say, number. Sorry. Let's say number of apples is equals to 5. You run it, shift enter. So print number of apples. You can assign a variable and store different types of data, like numbers, string, or even complex data. So this is the line where we create variable. This is the line where we create the variable, and this is the line where we are calling that variable again. This is the line where we are calling the variable again. So if you are coding, then you can assign a variable once and then use it for any number of times you want. There are certain rules for naming the variables. You cannot assign any name to a variable. So let's see here. So rules for variable naming. Okay, the first one is it must start with a letter or underscore, cannot start with numbers. Let's see here. If we try to name a variable 1 to alpha, assign the value alpha gen, you run it, it will give us an error. This is a syntax error because we cannot use numbers in the beginning of a variable name. It must be a letter or an underscore. So the second rule is change the color. So the second rule is we can use letters, numbers, and underscores. But as long as we are not using space. So your variable name can be alpha12, but it cannot be alpha space 12. Let's see that in Jupyter Notebook. So this will throw us an error, but if we do alpha12 and we run it and we say print alpha12, then it will give us back the alpha gen. So you can use numbers underscore, but you cannot start a variable name with a number. It must start with a letter or an underscore. So let's try it with a space. Let's give it space in between alpha and 12. If we run it, it will throw us an error. And the third rule is the variable names are case sensitive. Apple with a capital A and apple are two different variables. Let's see this in Jupyter Notebook. So let's store apple is equals to, let's say, 5 apples. Now if we print apple, it will give us 5, but if we print capital A apple, it will throw us an error because we did not define capital Apple. We just defined the apple with a small a. Let's say capital Apple is equals to 10 instead of 5. Then if we do print apple, it will give us back 10. So the variable names are case sensitive in all the cases. Now we have the basic concept of the variables. So thank you for watching this video. We will catch you on the next one.